Hey, I'm Dr. Sheetal Jmani. I'm a pediatrician, Ayurveda consultant, and yoga instructor, and today I want to share with you some simple ways that you can make your own yoga props at home. So, online yoga day is what we're all using these days with social distancing and staying at home. And so what if you don't have common yoga props at home already? There's a few things you can do. You can kind of makeshift these props at home so that you can still get in a really great yoga practice when you join these online classes. So there's three main props that we use often in yoga classes. So there's straps, blocks, and bolsters, and it's super embarrassing. I've been teaching for over 10 years and I don't have my own bolster. I kind of made my own makeshift bolster a few years ago, and I've kind of just been using that. Kind of embarrassing because I am a yoga teacher, but you would think I would have one, but I don't. And that's the thing though, like you can use some things from your own home for your home practice, and that's totally okay. And so I'm going to start with the strap though. So strap. The straps are often used in yoga practices for things like forward folds to help you kind of really experience certain poses. And so I'm going to scoot back a little bit so you can hopefully see me a little bit. So like you can, I think you can see kind of my toes here. So if you can kind of wrap this around your foot and do a forward fold like that. So that's an example. So this is a yoga strap, but if you don't have one at home, there's so many things you can use. You can use belts, scarves, towels, neckties, so like men's neckties. So like I have a scarf here. This is one of my favorite scarves. But so I have a scarf here, and so you can just kind of bunch it up there, wrap it around your toes. Voila, there's your yoga strap. You can use a towel. So I have just a regular old bath towel here. Just roll it up, wrap it around your feet. Voila, there's your strap. So there you have it for yoga straps. So another common prop that we'll use is blocks. So here's an example of your typical yoga block. But if you don't have one, what can you do? So yoga blocks are often used also to kind of help you with a number of different postures. A lot of people will use these to help them with their like extended side angle pose, triangle pose, things like that. And so if you don't have one, what you can use a book. This is one of my favorite books actually, A Course in Miracles. But you can use a book. I just pulled this out so I can show you as an example. You could use a shoebox, right? So you could use a shoebox as well. So let me just kind of give you an example of like how we would use this. So I'm going to stand up and hopefully you can kind of see me, but you just need to see kind of the floor. So for example, say I'm coming into like a half moon pose. So I have the block here and I would use it for support. Can you see it? Yeah, there you go. So you can see it. So I would use it for support there. So if I didn't have this block, but I have this book, voila, I'm using it as support there. If I don't have that, but I have a shoebox, voila, I'm using it as a support there, right? Perfect. So there you go. So if you don't have a block, you can use a book, you can use a shoebox, any of those things. So here's my, like I said, I don't have an actual yoga bolster. I don't know why, I just never got around to getting it. So I've been using this and it just works really well. So I have, although I don't have an official yoga bolster, I do have a ton of yoga mats. So I rolled up a yoga mat and then I had a yoga blanket and I rolled that up around it and I had a couple straps and so I strapped them in. So that's the bolster that I use and it works really great for my purposes and what I need. Bolsters are really, really great for restorative poses. I love restorative poses, and especially with everything that's going on right now, it's just really nice to kind of sit still and tune inward through some restorative poses. And I actually taught some restorative poses to some fellow physicians this morning, and if you haven't tried restorative yoga, I think I really encourage you and invite you to do so. It's really just such a beautiful practice. But I'm going on a bit of a tangent. So how can you make a bolster at home? So you can do something like what I did. So if you have a bunch of stuff like this at home, like something that you can kind of roll up and kind of tie together, you know, with a strap or a necktie or a belt or something, you can kind of, you know, tie it up and use that. Example for like how you could use a bolster. So for example, in a restorative child's pose, you would just lay it down, coming into your child's pose, knees apart, and rest on it. So what can you use instead? If you have a foam roller, so foam rollers are really popular right now, so you might just happen to have one of these laying around at home. If you do, this is great. This works as a great bolster. If it's a little firm, you could wrap like a sheet or a towel or a blanket around it. The other thing you could do is you could use cushions. So, you know, often in these restorative poses, you just need something kind of soft and cushy, and that gives you a little bit of height to kind of bring the floor closer up to you. And so use cushions. So you can use cushions. You can use blanket towels or blankets where you can just kind of, you know, this is the same bath towel I was using earlier to demonstrate the straps. So you can just kind of use this, you can roll it up, right? Voila. You know, you can make it a little bit thicker by rolling up two of them together. And there you go, yoga props made at home. So super easy. Don't use the fact that you don't have yoga props at home to keep you away from doing online yoga classes and doing something really good for yourself. So you just saw how easy it is to gather yoga props from things that you probably already have at home. So I hope you enjoy your yoga practices, stay well, and stay safe, my friend.